You're watching the Players Network.
Hey, life's a gamble. You're watching the Players Network. I'm a player, aren't we all?
I'm Deborah Scott from Players Network, and I am at the Neon Boneyard right now, and I'm going to expose you to some of the old signs from Las Vegas. This is where it all began, so come with me. Now I'm standing with Melanie Coffey, who's going to walk us around and tell us a lot about this place. Hi, Melanie, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good, thanks. I'm so happy to be here. This is a great place. I want to know some history about it. Can you give me some history about it?
Sure. It's a pretty original project. The Neon Museum actually kind of started through a collaboration with a local sign company called Yesco, which is Young Electric Sign Company. They collected a lot of the signs that they created for their casinos over the years, and they ended up storing them in what they called the Boneyard, which was connected to the sign company at the time. They ended up joining forces with an independent group here locally called the Allied Arts Council, and at that point this was became a different entity. Currently we have over 100 signs in the Boneyards. This is the this is the unrestored portion of our collection. We do have a restoration program as well. We have 10 signs that are fully restored and functioning. They light up at night. They're installed down on Fremont Street as public art. They're free to view 24 hours a day for everybody.
What are some of your favorite signs here?
I think two of the most iconic in the Boneyard are probably the Aladdins Lamp, which is behind us.
Right.
And the Silver Slipper, which is down the way.
Tell me a little bit about this one behind us.
This Aladdin's Lamp is one of two that we have in the collection. There's an earlier one installed down on Fremont Street, fully restored. It's beautiful, gold genie's lamp. It lights up at night. This one dates from the 1970s, and it's a little bit more contemporary. And it was actually in place on top of one of the huge signs on Las Vegas Boulevard when an implosion took place in the Aladdin, and it looks minuscule. So that's one of the really great things about the Boneyard is the scale. And it's almost like a Land of the Giants kind of experience.
So now this is from the Landmark. Now tell me a little bit about this sign.
The Landmark, of course, was Howard Hughes' famous kind of tower property. And you know, the implosion of it is actually spliced into the film Mars Attacks, which I thought was a piece of brilliance. Unfortunately, this is the only piece we have left from the Landmark here in the Boneyard. But it is a great sign. It's in wonderful shape.
It is in great shape. I want to go see the slipper. Will you walk over with the slipper? Now here is the Silver Slipper. Tell me about it.
The Silver Slipper is probably the locals' favorite. Yesco designed this sign in the mid-60s. What inspired the design for this was a pair of shoes one of the secretaries at the sign company had. And Yesco actually saved the very pair of shoes all these years. They had a lot of pride in the creative process, evidently. There's also an urban legend, because we don't know if it's really true or not, regarding Howard Hughes and the Silver Slipper. Apparently, when Howard Hughes was living across the street in the penthouse over there at the Desert Inn, the light from the Silver Slipper, when it was turned on at night, was so bright that it was keeping him awake. And he ended up buying the Silver Slipper property in order to shut the slipper off.
Okay, Melanie, what is this over here, this W?
This huge W is part of the signage from the Showboat. I love the sheer scale of these letters because they are so huge. And the really cool thing about these is these posts that you see jutting out in the face of the sign were actually used by the maintenance guys to hold on to while they changed out all of those bulbs by hand.
Now, Melanie, tell me a little bit about nonprofit organization and how it works here.
Well, basically, like you said, we are a nonprofit. Our only source of operational income at this point in time are tours that we book, and then we do various still photo shoots and film here as well. We rely on donations for a lot of the signs locally. So it's really important for us to get the word out because it seems like a lot of people may not know about us right now, and it's really important to let people know we're here. And if you have a vintage sign, please contact us if you're thinking about, you know, closing down shop or something.
What's your website?
Our website is www.neonmuseum.org. And if you go to that website, you can actually book a tour in advance. You can contact us. All of our information's up there. You can find more about our project as well. It's a pretty great website.
I know, I love that. I think it's so great. It's nonprofit. So, you know, you can take these signs from your hotel or from wherever, and you can come here. And I think that's the best part about it.
Yeah, the signs live on.
Yeah. Signs live on, baby. What is this sign that we have right here?
Oh, this is actually one of my favorites, just from a stylistic standpoint. It's actually from La Concha, which is pretty great because the La Concha is a vintage 60s motel that sat originally next door to the Riviera. The motel's been recently closed down, but the owners have bequeathed the lobby to us to use as our visitor center. It's going to be great because it's going to be one of the first structures ever preserved off the Strip, and maybe it'll kind of kick off a preservation movement here in Vegas. This is kind of interesting right here because there's a lot of signage from Binion's Horseshoe. I kind of call this Horseshoe Corner right here. The letters behind us, all of those with that great curling paint, those are from the Horseshoe, as well as this aqua kind of shield from the parking garage. Yeah, and wonderful spinning H there as well that used to spin on the property.
Now take me on a trip through the Normandy.
The Normandy Motel is the second oldest sign in the Boneyard. It dates from the 40s. But it's not only important to us because of the age of the sign, it's important because of who designed it. Now, the Normandy was designed by a female sign designer named Betty Willis. Absolutely active, but she was active. Betty was active in sign design in the 40s and 50s. Being a woman, she didn't get the benefits of the men, she didn't get the pay, but her claim to fame is she designed the Welcome to Fabulous Las Vegas sign. Probably one of the most famous signs in the entire world.
Now we're in front of the Sassy Sally's sign. Where was this one?
Sassy Sally's was a property that was a Fremont Street property. It was primarily a slots property, but it was one of the corner properties, so they actually had 3 versions of this huge signage on the sides of the property. Really wonderful signage. It's actually where Mermaids is now.
Now, Melanie, thank you so much for having us come here.
Oh, at any time.
It was great. Melanie Coffey, call her or email her at www.neonmuseum.org. If you want a place to come and see where Vegas started, then come to the Neon Boneyard because this place is great. You'll really enjoy it just like we did. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming by.
Thank you. I'm Deborah Scott from Players Network, and I'm leaving you right now from the Neon Boneyard. We had a great time. Melanie showed us all around, all over the vintage signs of where Las Vegas really started. So you know what? Join us next time and we will expose you to something new. Bye-bye.